Is it responsible to make vaccine jokes on a live stream?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Now
I
don't
also
know
look
what y'all
younger
are-
from it.
I'm mixing a little bit of Shannon's blood with a little bit of ivermectin and a little bit of that aquarium cleaner that we all loved a couple of months ago and then forgot about. And then just a little mint. You slap it. You put it.
Oh yes,
over
release
it.
the oil.
Gotta bruise it. You gotta bruise the
Release-
herbs. Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
to bruise the herbs. They'll tell you just slap the mint for horses, but no, it works on humans too.
Wow.
And you put it in the tumbler and then boom, pour it over
I
the
love
rocks. You're done. It's great. Very good.
It's called
okay,
believing science.
I have been told that we should just get going, and it seems like the problem is upstream, and that it is not anything that any of us have any control over. We are going to do our best, and we're going to do this show. If anybody is going to stick around, thank you. We would love to have you. We are going. I'm chatting with Arthur at the moment. We're also going to make sure that we get a recording of this that is before the stream, so there will be a cleaner, hopefully stutter-free version of this that will be on the internet at some point in the future. So there will be a local copy. I just got. Yeah, thank you, Arthur. You MVP of stream.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're mainly doing this
you.
for the future.
Well, I mean,
For the next generation.
Yeah, we're always doing it for the future because there is a delay. So remember that we're always
true.
doing it for the future.
Few seconds matter, man.
I believe the gamers are the future. So
Oh boy.
Ooh, that's
Dangerous words.
It's probably more dangerous than all of our vaccine jokes.
okay, are we ready? Are we ready to get playing? Anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns before we get started?
Yes.
Let's go.
Okay, I've heard it's reasonably smooth at 160p.
Let's go.
That's basically just a podcast. Okay.
Yeah.
Yuri has invited you all to a very fancy party. You're with him now, actually, in mainland New Jersey, only a few miles away from his bank Rite Aid house. You are, in fact, currently at the party. Well, you're not quite at the party. You are outside the party, waiting in line to get into the party. Yeah. Strangely, though Yuri made a big deal about how exclusive this event is, he also let you know that no dress code was specified. What is everyone wearing? We're going to start with Viv.
Viv is wearing now a hot pink caftan with gold lining and new AR glasses that look like these. And she's got all of her hair piled up on top of her head, kind of like a match disco ball. It's like a paneling and braiding, but gray.
Incredible.
Yeah. Icon.
Who next? I'm not going to call on everybody.
Okay. Well, Lash is wearing her red armored varsity jacket, but she has a very cool pleather skirt on. She's trying it out. She's wearing a skirt, and because she's trying it out, and as well, and she's still wearing her giant cotton boots, and she actually added she has a shaved back head that with just like the tip of hair that she dyes silver, but she's added a little bit of a blue stripe in it just for the party, just for the party.
It's party time.
Yeah, party hair.
I think how what's the weather like, Mike?
It's like kind of cool. It's like fall.
Okay. I think TK has recently rewatched a very old movie, The Matrix, and he's taken some inspiration from Neo. It's all
and is dressed
tactical,
like
baby. It's
Neil Patrick Harris, his psychiatrist.
Sure. No, I mean imagine if you will, a tactical version of the guy carrying Taylor's axe from his earlier story.
Amazing.
Lux is wearing a perfectly tailored, beautiful black suit. It is the latest in high fashion. It is more expensive than it should be, and he looks good in it.
Nice.
And Yuri is wearing a black nudie suit. Does everyone know what a nudie suit is?
I'm gonna
No.
Google it right
I'm
now.
gonna
Nudie
that
suit
now.
was a nudie suit is a style of suit that was really popular with like the rhinestone cowboy era.
Oh, I love that.
He's wearing a black nudie suit with red details and red rhinestones and iridescent red stitching, buttoned up to the top with a really cool looking bolo tie.
Ooh,
Oh yeah.
love a cool looking bolo.
Yeah.
I like that you specified that it's cool looking.
Oh, the bolo tie is 2 red Ethernet cables. Yeah. Antonio Banderas gift.
Ooh.
Oh, I like that.
Okay, the party is being held at a place called Hangar D. It was at one point an actual airplane hangar, but now it is owned and operated by a theater group called Dumbfounded, who are themselves owned and bankrolled entirely by the Horizon Group, which is the world's largest media and entertainment company. It's sort of like if Disney owned the entirety of Hollywood, television, music, games, and digital media. So it's kind of just like Disney. Yuri is explaining the party that you're about to go to everyone.
First of all, everybody looks so nice. It looks so good. I love
Well,
it.
you're looking amazing, Yuri. May I
those-
say that?
I'm not fish for compliment, but I like.
Are those Ethernet cables? Where did you find those?
Where'd I find Ethernet cables in this world? Everything made of Ethernet cable. Now listen, beyond costume and fashion, I appreciate, but let's, is everybody ready for the party? You get my email about what to do, what they're gonna happen?
Yeah, we did get it and we talked about it. Will you please go over it?
I can tell by
again
look on
real
face you're not read DM about what
Okay,
party
we
it
had a
is.
lot to do.
I know, you're busy, I'm busy.
Yeah.
Everybody's so busy all the time. All right, so look, we go inside the party. They're going to put a scary-looking helmet, like mask, on your face. This is fine. You just go with it. It's all part of the experience,
But I did my hair.
Oh, I know. That's why you should always read my messages.
This particular theater group that owns this hangar and does shows in it, Dumbfounded, they have become very, very famous for their, quote, high immersion AR interactive performance experiences.
Yeah. You're going to go in, they'll have a sign of waiver, they give you the mask, they lock your face in with the key so you cannot take it off during the whole time here, and then we party in whatever they have made.
I'm down.
Okay, because I see visual speed bump in your processing what I say just now.
Lash, will this make you sick?
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. It is going to make me very ill.
Why it make you sick?
When I interact with kind of technology in a way that's not, just intuitive.
Directly.
Oh well, it's not Jack. They're not gonna put the little pin in your neck hole. No. This is like goggles, earbuds in the mask. It's just a big mask, goggle, earbud, helmet, but they do
Oh,
lock it.
great. I will still feel sick.
If you want to scratch face now.
All right. But I'm down. I absolutely love it. I kind of like feeling a little sick sometimes just so I can appreciate when I feel good.
Keeps you humble.
Yeah.
So you might know, you might have heard some of this by reputation. Yuri might explain it to you. Maybe it was in the email that none of you read. But basically what happens is they build a frame of some sort of environment in this hangar. You walk around that performance space around this frame, and their apparatus that they attach to your head digitally overlays all of this custom-made scenery and designs and objects and props that, like, the team of programmers at Dumbfounded, programmers, artists, modelers, et cetera, have made. It overlays it through their apparatus onto that frame. They don't let you, the sort of idea of it is that it's fully immersive, so you can't take the apparatus off. And they say in all of their brochures, this increases immersion. They say that it destroys the self, which, what more do you want from an interactive theater experience? That you're in the setting.
I imagine as Yuri is explaining this badly, you are just doing a matrix search and finding like the about us section on their website. Yeah, you're going to love it. Now, they don't tell you all details about what each show going to be, but this one's supposed to be like 200 years ago. It's like we go into past. But I think, like, Viv, you were alive then, right?
No, not exactly. I'm 145.
So the current show is called One Square Block. It is a non-linear environmental narrative that takes place outside on the streets of one block of Times Square in the year 1977, when the neighborhood was mostly strip clubs, bars, sex shops, and crime. The particular block that they recreated for their show is very famous for being the site of over 2,000 criminal complaints in 1 year.
Nice.
But both, maybe a blessing and a little bit of a disappointment. You are not here really to see the show, or not just the show. Dumbfounded has rented their performance space out with all of the technological accoutrements for a private event that is this party. This party that you are going to, that Yuri has invited you to, that you are about to enter, is an industry get-together. It is something of a cross between a performance and a networking event.
So if anybody asks you, you say you're in real estate.
Okay.
Right? This is so technically we're not supposed to be here. This is a big like annual real estate agent to-do developers, banks, contractors, interior designers, architects. They all meet, they rub elbows, they maybe do something in the bathroom they embarrassed about the next day. They talk and they talk about the land and the buildings and the buying and the selling. I'm not too much into real estate, that side of it. I'm more in acquisition management side. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes. I hear you, Yuri, and I think this is good, and I think we're all going to be able to do this. I do want to practice it with Lash real quick just to make sure.
Sure.
Lash, what do you do?
I sell shoes. Wait.
Okay, we're gonna say real estate.
Okay, try again.
Okay. Lash, what do you do?
I own a shoe store.
Nope. Okay,
That's closer though. She got closer.
It's closer. Okay, you're owning. Okay, so you owe your real estate for fashion or something, fashion houses.
Oh yeah, I own the place where they sell shoes.
Okay, just say real estate.
Fashion house, not mean actual house.
Oh, that's true. You're right. Just say real estate.
Real estate. I own buildings.
Yeah, that will do fine. These
That'll
are not
work. Okay, good.
bricks and walls.
Great.
You know what I mean.
Okay.
The people who are in line in front of you are looking over their shoulders just a little, like not so much that they're making a big deal of it, but
Oh, I'm sorry. You have a problem?
oh no, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, great. See what I can do with my eyes when I do not like people?
I love hanging with you.
I think it's that nudie suit, to be honest with you.
It's very striking. I pay a lot of money.
I mean, you can listen to the person in a nudie suit.
So this Dumbfounded show has been very popular amongst this set of people because there's been a revival in the kind of like dingy, plasticky, beige, brown, cream, and red color palette of the late 70s as of late. And also because of this kind of like revisionist attitude of the time that's come about in the real estate industry. Real estate laws in New York City were very, very lax in the 1970s and 1980s, which led to this huge burst of commercial redevelopment, this giant commercial redevelopment boom, especially in Midtown, that ousted tons of immigrant communities from their neighborhoods eventually, like in the 80s and the 90s. But of course, like lined all of the pockets of the most powerful developers in the city. And there's been a lot of hubbub from that group of people now in New York City in 2101 about a return to that time. They think of it as like a kind of like heyday or halcyon day of like urban and architectural design. So like the visual aspect of it, but also like literally like land use policy. And so when they had to figure out where their yearly networking event was, like, let's go visit the 70s.
Oh, it's going to be a good time. And hey, listen, we're just here to relax. You're here as my friends. So, yeah, they're going to put the helmet on us and we'll just have a good time, yeah?
Sure.
Sounds good.
Yuri, so you don't have anything. I mean, I don't want to sound
What's wrong?
bad, but listen, every time we hang out, there's always something that you need from us.
You think there's always a catch with Yuri?
Yes, very much.
And
Yes.
you didn't pay last time.
That payment is on its way. That payment is on its way. Once the Ethereum blockchain gets more computing power, the transaction will hit your wallet, and it is there. You can look on the portal and see that the transaction has been started. That's come on, trust Yuri. Oh, look, here come the big helmets you can't take off.
So as you guys get closer to the hangar, right? This building is massive. It stretches like half a mile, and they have the hangar doors open just enough so that one person can squeeze through. And as you get closer, all of your comm links buzz as your digital invitations are scanned, as your devices are confirmed that it'll work with their apparatus. A pop-up appears on a screen, however you happen to experience that screen, asking you to absolve dumbfounded of any emotional, physical, psychological, spiritual, political distress that you might feel when you enter their facility. And you go through one by one these hangar doors, just large enough for one person to squeeze through. And when each of you do, you see this tall, long white wall that is completely obstructing your view of the rest of the gargantuan room behind it. And each of you come face to face with this red-haired woman in a long white coat. And each of you, she fits these heavy plastic goggles set into a strange kind of neoprene face harness over your eyes. And she reaches behind your head and straps them. And she grabs your shoulders and spins you around so that you're looking back out at the line that you just waited in. You hear a whir and you feel a click, and it gets tight, and it's sort of like pushing against your temples a little bit. It's not uncomfortable, but like you can tell this would be difficult to take off. You would have to really try. And staring back at the remainder of the line that you just waited in, this time through the goggles, you don't see like all of the kind of like mundanely clad like upper class people that you were hanging out with. You see a cadre of like mid 20th century New York City lowlife partygoers. It's like sailors, disco maidens, punk rockers. You see bell bottoms, full on like brown leather get-ups with tassels and like turquoise jewelry. All of it is like slightly updated for now. So there's like iridescent retro reflective materials. There's like some shimmering and scrolling, like Technicolor hair. Like one of the punk rockers' Liberty Spikes is changing colors as you're looking at them.
Are there any Awaken? Are there any orcs? Are there any elves? Anything like that?
It's everybody. Everybody is themselves. It's just in AR they have all of these. They have these like get-ups overlaid on them, and this like very opaque view that you get through these glasses. And like they are just acting like they're waiting in line. They do probably do not yet know that they are a punk rocker or look like Blondie.
Right.
And then after you look out down the line and you see all of these people.
Is Yuri still wearing the same nudie suit?
No, no, he's now
literally from the 1970s.
I mean, he looks like a completely different person.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like the opaque AR over him is just like he looks like a totally different person. He's wearing like a really high puke yellow turtleneck over
nice.
like brown corduroy bell bottoms and platform boots.
Wow.
And he's wearing a jean jacket and like a giant furry Russian like winter hat.
Does it have like a big Soviet seal?
Yeah, it's got a big red hammer and sickle CCCP right under it.
All the colors in the 70s clothing were only colors that the human body could make.
So after you look down this line of people, you see how everyone is dressed. This docent, this like hostess, whatever you want to call her, spins you back around by the shoulders, and the white wall is now fully brick, and it's covered in this undulating, self-replicating graffiti that reads 1 square block, 1 square block. It's like sinking into the brick and coming back out. There are shapes of people people asleep or slumped or drunk or passed out all along the bottom of this wall in torn, ratty jackets that are also scrolling across them the name of the show. You suddenly hear, because of the earbuds, music, car horns honking, people shouting, and the woman who just fit this thing over your face, who was like, like she had red hair, she like was wearing a lab coat, looked kind of like a doctor. She's now wearing this voluminous brown fur coat that's just waving lightly in the wind. And she gestures to each of you to turn left, to enter the larger space, and to enter the hangar. And as each of you do, yeah, I definitely want to hear what everybody's wearing now in the 70s version of themselves.
Oh boy.
I think Viv is wearing a gold bodysuit with roller skates, but she's wearing shoes, so it looks like roller skates, but they're just just walking normally.
Very good.
And I think she has headphones on.
Has she headphones?
Like
Yeah.
big, like huge. Yeah.
Lash looks down at her body, and she is wearing a really nicely tailored two-piece flared suit that is bright red.
Ooh. What kind of material?
Shiny.
Nice. Okay, great. That's what I wanted to hear. So.
Lux looks down and he's wearing what look like plumber's overalls. It's you can't really tell, but he could be Mario. He's disappointed because his suit really is impeccable and it's kind of one of a kind, and he really was happy and proud of it.
TK he looks down and he's got like a sort of like shimmery sort of flowy like dress shirt and very long bell bottoms, but the dress shirt is unbuttoned all the way down to his navel for some reason.
Like one button is done.
One button, just
come on.
yeah. For the
It looks
the
great.
reason.
That's the fucking
He's just so sexy.
TK's
He's like,
fucking ripped. Yeah.
fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Because it's kind of a gamble, right?
Yeah.
So as you walk down, you're admiring the sort of the models that you have been given, the clothing that you have been designed by the people who run the show, and you turn the corner and you're met like kind of smack all at once with this just like captivating hazy image of New York that you have only ever probably heard about. It's like looking back in time through the haze of memory and the distortions of the present. You're looking at like wet streets, hazy neon red and iridescent yellow, crowded shop fronts, tumbling garbage, like rusty fire escapes, dingy alleys. Directly in front of you, the largest portion of the short side of the block that you're looking at is this glowing marquee, and it's affixed to this like tall, like brick building that looks like it's barely standing, and that recedes. You look up, it recedes very convincingly into what this apparatus that you're wearing like is telling you is the night sky. You look up and you know that you're in a hangar, you're in an airplane hangar in New Jersey, but you look up and you just see this brick building fade into the night. You know that it's not really there, but God, it's so convincing. And the crooked plastic letters on the marquee spell out the name of the show, once again, One Square Block. This is 1977 with some flair and AR conveniences. Markers for the bar, markers for the facilities, timers to indicate where small contained performances will happen throughout the space. But the setting and the environment is incredible. You can absolutely understand why this company calls itself Dumbfounded. Yuri drags you over to a tall man in a purple velour suit carrying a tray of champagne. When you approach, his badge expands and it says Staff, Caesar. And Yuri starts handing you glasses of champagne.
A good time, yeah?
Whoa, this is incredible, Yuri. I mean, whoa.
Apparently, the real estate people like this because this is right before things got really good for them. So this is like hanging out at your birth of your own industry, which I guess people like this enjoy for some reason. But yeah, it's cool, no?
It's pretty cool. You look great, Yuri. This is.
So do you.
I know, right? Thank you for the champagne.
Lux, you look okay.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm. Why you guys look like you're dressed for a party and I look like I'm going to be going to work. I don't understand.
So apparently they do like research on people who come and they pick out the outfits for you ahead of time. I don't understand what they're going for here, but also it kind of fits. Everyone agrees it kind of fits.
Yeah.
Lux kind of glances over. He sees a mirror and he notices that he's got this giant mustache and a facial scar. Like, why a facial scar? Why do they do that?
Yeah, they put the mirrors in AR. It's cool.
It is cool. They have mirrors, but I don't know why they had to screw my face up.
All right. Then Caesar leaves the staff. Thank you, Cesar. I know Cesar. Cesar, part of how I kind of get, my foot in the door in this place.
I was only 2 years old around this time.
So you are alive then?
I was alive, but not in New York City.
Okay, well, perhaps another time we find that whole big backstory about where you are. Years old. So you don't remember the world being like this at all?
No.
Good.
This is news to me.
Yes, news to me as well, although I think a guy like me get along pretty well back now. You know what I mean. Speaking of which, I have a job for you.
Okay. I knew it.
Okay.
We knew it. Yeah,
Always
this
have to
definitely-
work.
I know I lied before, but it was to protect you. They have sensors, and if they sense that your heart rate is bumping up strong and you're scared, when they put the helmet on, they don't let you come in. You can only come in if calm, so I not make you lie so you can get in.
Viv tosses her drink.
No, that cost extra on top of ticket. Okay, fair.
You expect me to work like this?
Well, just listen, it pays very well, I promise, okay?
All right, we'll hear you out.
Okay, so I have job for you inside party here. All right, look.
Yeah.
There are 3 men here, okay? We used to work together a long time ago, not important what. We were all criminals together. Well, obviously, we all criminals together. Do some stuff. I not talk about specifics. Who knows who's listening? I not say anything. Maybe case still be open. Anyway, listen. We part ways. Yeah? We part ways. But I keep tabs. And they're about to do a project together without me again.
What?
Are you feeling left out, Yuri?
I'm sorry, Yuri. That sucks.
It does suck. And yes, I feel left out. Wouldn't you? Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
You have 4-way breakup and the 3 get back together without you? You've all been there.
Well, these 3 do all kinds of stuff without me with my money. So I do know how you feel, and it does suck.
But
don't
you're
know
now,
what he's
but you come
talking
back together.
Yeah, but we always come back together. You're right.
These 4 not come back together.
I see.
I make it true. These 4 not come back together. Not without me, not without each other. Here's what I need from you. They are meeting at place somewhere else later tonight. They have been meeting at this place. Problem is, I not know where. I not know where they are meeting. So I need you to go and find out where they are meeting. Problem, they're pretty good with security. So you're going to have to get their comm links somehow inside their comm links. I don't know. Inside their comm link, you look at all the places they go, the one place they all share all the time. That's the place, I bet.
Yep.
And then, sorry.
I was gonna say if you so like Yuri, when Yuri's like sort of gesturing about the security and like gesturing around the air and like talking about getting, if you were to take out your comms and you were to start like trying to use them, you would find that they behave very strangely, and that they have a hard time. It's like a trickle of bandwidth. And if you were to go and read the email that Yuri sent you or the waiver that you signed, you would find out that Dumbfounded makes this on purpose and extremely extremely high noise area that they actually manufacture digital noise so that your comlinks behave in weird ways. And like, you know, the joke is like no Matrix searches in 1977. Like you gotta, you know, you gotta live in the moment, everybody.
What does it look like to Lash? Like, what is her landscape? Like, can she see any kind of icons or anything like that?
Everything is like fuzzy and like sort of glitchy. Like it's, you know, like everything is sort of turned into a particle system from a bad 90s movie. And like every once in a while, something will come and it will form and you'll recognize it. You'll be able to tell that like that's someone's comlink, but then just as quickly it like sort of dissipates. And it does like, it is nauseating for you. It's very, very strange. And I think also maybe a little loud. Like it's sort of like there's just sort of like a white noise generator on inside your brain a little bit.
And then when you find out this location these three real estate dipshits have, later tonight we go to the meeting place. You give me a ride and I deliver a special package. You understand? A package that perhaps send a message.
Yuri, did you shit in a bag?
Don't ask questions about specifics.
Okay.
All you need to know is
Okay.
deliver a package to them tonight, and
All right.
perhaps that send a certain message.
Okay.
What are their names?
I'm so glad you asked. Mike?
So Yuri like fiddles with his own comlink for a second and like stands sort of like uncomfortably close to all of you and like, you know, starts sort of initiating like a close proximity, kind of like an airdrop essentially. And he says, and he transfers you their names and does you one better. In your AR, there actually pops up 3 arrows, AROs, augmented reality objects that point out the 3 people that he wants you to go find and get information off their comlinks from. They are named Baral, Baral, Janus, Jaanus, and Mimo, Mimo. Baral has a little icon that's a clenched fist. Janus has a little icon that's a bag of money. And Mimo has a little icon that is Thalia and Melpomene, the like happy and sad drama masks.
Thank you for the proper name of the comedy and tragedy. Like, we are the only stream at GenCon that's going to tell you those things are named Thalia and Melpomene.
High quality entertainment, folks. Come for the Shadowrun, stay for the theater history trivia.
So that's the 3 turncoats. That's my exes, let's say. Those are my 3 exes. You go find them, get that information from me. Now listen, you think I'm going to come in here and not bring you some sort of treat, a kind of help? I know that what I am asking is weird and hard, so I have friend. Caesar have a friend inside, I have friend in Caesar. Long story short, I got you access to the AR model library of the party AR thing. So actually, and he looks at his watch, which is in the like the projection, the AR opaque is like a fake gold Rolex on his left hand. He looks at that and he goes, right about now, the dumbfounded server should be inviting marks from you. Which means that you have access to this server. Specifically, you now have all the like 3D models that they have created for this event, for this simulation. So everything from the cigarette butts in the iridescent puddles on the street to the actual buildings themselves, you, especially the hackers, the computer powered people, can have access. You can summon these. You can have them. And it also includes the cast, all the NPCs and the sprites, the audience models. So if you want to look like someone else, you can. The problem is, hackers, you cannot summon these sprites, these NPC models, and then animate them. You can only put them on an actual person. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
And I think the way this looks like in the AR is, there's like this sort of swarm of AR pixels that coalesces around Lash and TK, and it gathers into this stream that just makes a beeline for their hands, where on each of them it forms this like giant gold ring with like just a big garnet right in the middle. And that's kind of like your interface to like bring up the AR library. And if you were to tap it and bring it, like this floating window pops up, and it's like hundreds of thousands of models.
And do we have the ability to change any of those models or no? Just use them within and make them pop up?
I could not get you I could not get you admin access. I can get you builder access, so you can use the models they have. You cannot change them. But you could put person model on somebody. I think this is how it works. And then they say whatever you want. Like you could make Viv look like anybody here.
I think at this point, TK is going to search for Yuri's model and try and put it on.
Okay.
You're successful. Yeah, you find it. There's only one. There's only one Russian hat in the entire model library.
You think this is offensive to me, but it is not.
Just checking.
I'm a good sport.
Yeah, TK, you look good, but you looked better the other way.
He changes it back. He just wanted to see. It's important to test these things.
And if you do a quick scroll, it really is. It's like all of the individual assets that make up a fire escape, all of the individual assets that make up a building, the marquees, all of the clothing items, any object that you can think of, drinks, weapons, garbage, food, set pieces, furniture. Like you basically have access to like thingiverse.com, but for this show. And yeah.
Okay. Any questions? No? Great. Good luck. I will wait in All Night Diner. I think in a few minutes they actually serve real pierogi. Very expensive, very nice. I'm going to go have some. Good luck. Come let me know when you're finished, and then we go for a ride. Bye-bye.
He's always leaving us with a job.
Always.
But that's what I love about him. So predictable.
Can Viv sense the room?
Yeah, sure.
She got 4 hits.
There is there are a couple magic users that are around that you see. I would say that it's like normal distribution for the population. So, in this like high-powered group of people in this large party, you come across a couple people. None of them are particularly powerful. None of them are labeled. None of them in your AR display. Like if you switch back and forth between astral perception and AR perception, the arrows pointing down at these people are in different places from the glowing auras of the magic users. Everybody here is like varying degrees of healthy. It's like a pretty wide range of quality of life. They do all seem to be in a pretty good mood. Like everybody is here to party.
All right. No one is here to counterspell me.
No, it doesn't. It does not seem like there's definitely no aggression, and there are no magic users that seem like they're like coming upon you.
I think she says that to the group.
Okay.
Well, that is good, Viv. I am glad there's no one here to get you.
Who should we pursue first?
So the closest arrow to you is the one for Baral, which is the guy that had the clenched fist. If you're looking at the short side of a block with the marquee and the theater, his arrow is sort of down and to the right, like sort of a quarter of the way down the long side of this block.
So, team, should we break up and each approach them, or what do we want to do? Go to the first person we see?
Maybe we might need all of us to distract while you poke around.
Sure.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, let's. Who's closest?
We're all.
Well, shall we?
Yeah.
You guys head in that direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The arrow for Baral is around the corner and like sort of to your right, like I said. As you get within a few dozen feet of it, you can see in your heads-up display a little timer pops up, and you recognize this from what you saw when you got in, and they sort of explained, it's like the key of arrows that you might see around. This is counting down to like the landing zone for a piece of performance that's about to happen, and it's ticking down from 3 seconds. 2 seconds, 1 second. You turn a corner and you walk into an alleyway that's on the long side of this block, and it's between a very dingy shop with cracked glass in it that's labeled Smoke, and on the other side of the alleyway there's another shop that's very brightly lit with like smoky papered up windows, and it's labeled Knives. And you see down the alleyway that's dimly lit compared to everything else, but still like, theater lit. Like definitely the lighting designers had a good time with this one, making it dramatic. See a group of audience members dressed like a cross between like teddy boys or like greasers, and they're kind of in a half circle, and the show counter ticks down to 0, and they all start to applaud. And you hear a male voice come from right under the red ribbon that is Baral's arrow.
Oh, is it me? Do I get to be in the fight? Hey, you! And he turns and he sees the people just entering the alley. Are you part of the gang or what?
Yes.
Uh-oh! And as he says uh-oh, one of the gang members throws a fist just from behind, throws a fist, and it passes through his face like a hologram, like just goes right through his face. But then you hear a clunk, and you like some mechanism in the helmet he's wearing, like haptic thing, like knocks his head to the side. And he's like, whoa, you blindsided me. And he turns and he punches the gang member, and then this gang brawl starts. And some of the gang members are like dancing. Some of them are like leaping up in the air. And switchblades come out, and baseball bats with nails in them, and brass knuckles and all that stuff. And so he's just in the middle of this brawl. Some members of it appear to be digital actors. Others appear to be people actually like embodied actual people who are wearing helmets like you in real life.
TK, make us all gang members.
You got it, boss. TK searches for the gang member costumes in the library.
Roll computer plus intuition.
You got it.
Yeah, so there's 3 gangs in this scene. There's one gang is called the Shirts, and they're all wearing shirts that say the Shirts in cursive on them. One gang is called the Skins, and they're all topless. Tattooed across their chest is Skins for life. And the third gang is called Daughters of Saturn, and they're wearing antebellum debutante dresses.
Is that us?
No, they're all like mixed in.
They're all mixed. Okay.
Bijan, what'd you
It's
do?
a real rowdy now.
Forehead, I think.
That's a wonderful question. 2 hits. I may have glitched.
You
5 ones.
Oh no!
Oh no.
You can only find police uniforms.
Oh no!
TK's like, well, that's a gang, I guess. And everybody's
Especially in the
now.
70s.
Yeah.
Viv dives into the fray.
Wait, so you all put the cop costumes
Yes.
on?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't have a choice. I just put the cop uniforms on them. And I made Lux the captain. He's got like a little bar on his shirt.
They have really big, like the epaulets are very dramatic, and all of your shields look like it's like a panorama of New York City that like is constantly being scrolled. So the city skyline is always moving.
Yeah, I think TK's gonna jump in and look for Baral.
Yeah.
Try
Viv
and
wants
clock him in
to
the dome.
grab a hold of any part of his body, even an ankle.
He is very easy to find. He is by far the largest person here. Baral is Taylor. Do you want to describe him, or do you want me to describe him?
He's huge, and he's got like cartoonishly big forearms, like Popeye cartoons. But his whole body's big. He's wearing a flat cap that's like so far over his brow, his eyes are just sort of a permanently shadowed stripe. Even when he moves his head, that's the lighting situation on Baral's face. You can't, huge, like 5 o'clock shadow chin with scars on it. I mean, who knows what he looks like in real life, but this is what you're seeing. And like one of those like ribbed longshoreman sweaters over dungarees and giant black work boots that like they each weigh 20 pounds. Now I'm going to roll and see how the crowd's going to react to the cops showing up. Not part of the narrative here.
Mike, question for you. I believe, so if you have a specialization in something, you do add 2 extra dice to your dice pool, right?
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
No. As soon as you describe what happens, I'm going to take an action.
Sure. So about a third of the brawl freaks out when the cops come. And some of them look like digital actors. They're like, this isn't right. Were there last minute changes? What should we do? Fine.
The stage manager didn't let me know.
And there is no answer. And so they book it. Probably run, I guess. And a few of them are like obviously party goers that are like, I guess we should go. The cops are here. And they're doing like, kind of like stage yelling and running away, playing along. But 2/3 of them remain. And if you want to go in, you're going to have to get physically involved.
I think TK is going to try and just like clock Baral in the back of the head. Just like run in and sock him in the head. See what happens. Oh boy.
That roll 20 roll time.
Yeah. No, it's 5 hits.
Wow.
Oh, shit. All right, well, listen, he's extremely distracted. There's a circle of the daughters of Saturn that are pummeling him. Or trying to, and he's holding his own. But just 2 hits.
So that's 3 net.
Yep.
All right, I guess you roll...
so that's going to be roll to reduce 10.
I only reduced by 1.
Okay, so I mean, you really you
I think that's what is that like 13 damage? Does he just die?
no.
No.
Okay, great.
Taylor, like TK manages to land a blow like from the group of people who are surrounding Baral play fighting, and like actually lands a real hit.
Yeah, and like I think Baral has like he's like, these helmet hits are funny, and like it's because it's like they're not the haptic stuff in the helmet's not meant to hurt you. It's just meant to make it a little
like
more
a PS4
real.
controller that vibrates.
He thinks it's funny, so he's letting some of the daughters of Saturn and a couple of skins land some blows on him because it's fun, and he does not expect that this cop is real. And so he's like, yeah, come on, hit me. And crack. I think even through the earbuds on the helmet everyone's wearing, your actual ears actually hear the actual sound of TK's metal arm connecting with that giant white egg that is on his helmet. And you hear whatever that casing's made of, you hear it dent and maybe even split if it's plastic. And Baral goes down to 1 knee.
Wow.
While this is all happening, Lash sees TK going to wind up for the punch, and while that's happening, almost intuitively says, "Okay, this is my time to gain access to Baral's comlink," and so she performs puppeteer to try to get into his comlink while he's not paying attention. And with that, she puppeteers. So it's a little bit difficult because she's in this place where like it might be a little bit more difficult to summon energy from the Matrix since it's kind of all blocked out. So do I need to take any kind of
I think you have to get really close. You have to get like right up there in order to initiate any kind of wireless connection, even a sort of like weird preternaturally magical wireless connection. And then you're going to have to take I'm going to say, you're up close. So like the noise is bad, but it's just a -2 penalty to your roll. -2 dice.
Okay. and she is going to roll up puppeteer at she wants access to it. She's going to do it at a level 5.
Taylor, do you want to roll his comlink or do you want me to do it?
Yes, I do. These guys, they care about their security, so it's the device rating is high on these comlinks.
Is anybody else doing anything while we're figuring out dice?
I think TK is like, well, I always wanted to try this thing out, and he looks on his belt to see if he has any handcuffs. He's gonna try and arrest Baral.
Roll a. You do. Sorry, don't roll anything. You do, but when you go down to touch them, your hand just passes right through them.
Sir, you're under arrest, and TK tries to he moves the model of the handcuffs to his hands.
Okay, yeah, you're holding dangling AR, handcuffs. Okay, Shannon, what did you get? Taylor, what did you get?
I got 5 hits.
No matter how many dice I roll, doesn't matter how many. So I want. I'm trying to keep it PG-13. I want a mathematician to come to my house because I got a house to leave situation here. I rolled 2 successes. So yeah, you're in.
Lash, you get access to his comlink, and I can tell you a list of things that are on there, but you would also know that while you have access to it and you can look through things, you as a technomancer, you don't have storage.
Right.
You can look through his comlink and see what's there, but you can't copy anything.
But what I can do with Puppeteer is I can send that information to TK.
So is that what you want your Puppeteer to do? You want your Puppeteer to... Okay, got it.
Yes, I am going to forward his location, location data.
Yeah, so you get access to, you got some photos, you got a bunch of photos, you got like a text file that you can look at, you got a bunch of text messages, and you get like a list of GPS locations. Do you want to look at any of that before you transfer it, or you just want to transfer it?
I just transfer it straight to TK.
So TK, like a transfer initiates to your comlink. It sort of. How far away are you from Baral? Like you're still within punching distance, right?
Yeah, because he's on one knee. TK has the cuffs out, trying to.
So it's transferring. It's very slow. It's like really taking its time. It's a lot of info because Lash has just done a full dump of the whole memory, so it's coming. But
it's all over Green Tooth, which is Brown Tooth. Probably moved it up to Brown Tooth now. Mike, can Baral take a turn?
Yes.
All right. So Baral looks up at TK's cop characters like, "Oh, you want to play for real, huh?" And you see his hand make a little motion, and like a little microtransaction window pops up next to him that has like the logo of the knife store that's right next to you on it. And he hits a confirmation button, and a katana that's in the window of the knife store disappears from the window of the knife store and appears in his hand, and he swings up at you with the katana, and he lands the hit of the katana, but remember, it's digital. So now that the haptic helmet is gonna knock you. The haptic helmet rolls 3 dice. And I got 3 successes.
Yeah.
All right, so now I roll my reaction plus intuition, I guess.
Yeah. This is very funny.
You can't dodge the helmet.
Oh.
But it's just stun damage too.
Okay, so do I just take the stun damage then, or
Let me
hold on. Yeah. Let me try.
Yeah. Roll your body. Yeah.
Okay. Body plus armor, or just body?
Just body.
Oh man. Okay. Hold on.
Let's see.
Meanwhile, Viv is pantomiming. She doesn't actually want to make contact with anyone in the brawl, so she's kind of a little too graceful for a cop.
Oh yeah,
3
I'm
hits.
sure that the NPCs will pick up on that.
Okay, yeah, you don't take any stun damage, but you do feel like, you kind of get knocked in the head. It's like a strong iPhone vibration in your temple.
TK is going to search for the model for the biggest gun in whatever the table is.
Yeah, you do a search for gun, and only a few things come up. And the biggest one is there's an AK-47.
Yeah, TK grabs the model.
Yeah, you have that.
And he says, "Sir, do not resist arrest."
I don't think you're not a cop, are you?
Shannon, go ahead.
Because I got so many hits in Puppeteer, am I able to do one little thing in his comlink extra?
You tell me, and I'll let you know if you can do it.
I want to leave a graphic in his notes app that's like, old friends are great. They're beautiful. Never forget them. She's trying to make this guy maybe reconnect with you. She really thinks they could all get back together if they all just talk.
Shannon, when you open his notes app, you see that there's already a document of inspirational quotes at the top. Most recently opened.
Taylor, you want to read some of the quotes?
Yeah. Laughing is and will always be the best form of therapy. Your biggest supporter is a stranger. Your biggest hater is someone you know. Words are like keys. If you choose them right, they can open any heart and shut any mouth.
Wow.
And there's one last one. Never seek revenge. Rotten fruit falls on its own. And he starred that one.
He started that one.
Little heart emoji.
Yeah, so she adds a couple of friendship, old friends specific, and reuniting with old friends inspirational quotes to that notes app.
It's there. Yeah, you got it. You can do that. The transfer is almost done. The transfer is going. It's almost done. Okay, Nick. Nick, sorry to interrupt.
No, that's what I was about to ask. That's what I was about to ask Flash. If she had got what she needed yet, but I guess the answer would be it's almost done.
And Lash, instead of answering, just sends an inspirational quote from. She sends the one about laughter being the best medicine.
Lux tells her when it's done, follow my lead.
Yeah. Tick. Go ahead, Bijan.
Is it done?
Yeah. Tick. Tick.
TK's
tick,
like, "Sir," and he looks at Lux and he's like, "Captain, what should I do with this prisoner?"
Oh, well, this guy deserves just a work. Hey! And he turns towards one of the ones that are running away and he says, "Hey, you're the one who started this. Come back here." And he runs off and he's like, "Follow me, gang." And runs off after the NPC that he is intimating that started the fight.
TK says, "Sorry about that, sir. Thank you for your time. And continue supporting the police," and then runs off.
Continue supporting the police.
Taylor, what
does seem like a police sentiment?
Trying to hand out bumper stickers for the Police Athletic League. Taylor, what do the Daughters of Saturn and Baral do when everybody tries to start leaving?
The Daughters of Saturn are programmed to just brawl, except for a couple of them, which are actual people who are just been cast as this part for this performance. And one of them, so I rolled for two of them. One of them doesn't fall, like one of them isn't paying attention to the cops, but another one is like, "Oh, we can fight the cops." And so one of them takes a swing at Viv.
We can fight the cops.
And gets 3 successes. Baral, while you're resolving that, Baral puts his arms in an X motion and says, Penelope. This ain't fun no more.
Oh my god. Viv got 0 hits and glitched.
Nice.
You take
Now this is the problem, right? This is a real person who thinks Viv is an AR projection. So it's a real object swinging towards a real body.
Viv, take 3+ roll a d6 stun damage.
Okay, 4. Okay,
yeah, take 4, and like you get whacked. Like you, yeah.
Sorry, can you repeat it? What was it?
It is 3+ roll a d6 stun damage.
Oh, okay, 9 stun damage.
Holy shit!
Oh man!
When Baral says Penelope, all the he just sort of like vanishes. He's not Like he becomes like just sort of like a black outline with like red tape across it that's like do not interact, do not interact, do not interact. And all the like artificial like projections stop interacting with him and begin interacting with other people. That was his safe word, and his body is obviously physically there, but like
you can't really see it
or talk to him.
Yeah.
It's just like a black silhouette is all you see.
Wow.
Viv has the wind knocked out of her, but she stumbles forward and tries to follow Lux.
The daughter of Saturn that took the swing and connected turns back to their colleagues and is like, "That was good. These are very convincing. That felt really real."
Oh my God, this is amazing!
TK, could you please change my outfit back?
He's like gone. He like he followed Lux.
You made a bunch of cops and ghosted on him.
You guys, the next closest arrow is the one for Janus Las, who is the one that had the money bag for his icon, and he is just up this same block a little bit further. So if you just go further down the long side of this block, you will eventually get to where his arrow is. Do you guys want to change what you look like before you get to the next destination? Okay.
Lux ask TK if there is some type of street magician, street peddler type that would be available in the catalog.
Oh, Mike. Yeah. Definitely, right?
I think TK hits the button and they're all orphans somehow.
Yeah, but there's like one. Sorry, go ahead.
No, there is 1,000% like probably like 4 or 5 different versions of what I can best describe as like a Stevie Nicks witch.
Yeah.
Oh, but you don't mean like a.
I'm looking for like a
magician. You mean like a 3-card Monty guy?
A 3-card Monty street magician type.
Oh,
yes.
I see what you're saying.
Yes, that's what I'm asking. That's
a
what
guy
I'm
with a
asking
suitcase
TK
with legs that can do the up and ball and a 3-card Monty.
I'm gonna make you roll for that. Bijan, what or Nick? What would Lux say to TK? Like, what are you gonna search for?
Oh yeah, roll for search terms.
A 3-card Monty dealer.
Okay, yeah. Roll computer plus intuition.
Okay.
And like all the thing, it's like a little cloud comes up from the ring, and it's like this galaxy of objects and people that you're spinning around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can like preview one and spin it in the air in front of you to get the 360 view.
Yeah.
6 hits. Let's go.
Oh yeah, you find multiple models of what they have categorized as sidewalk trickster.
All right, great.
So there's
Sidewalk trickster.
There's a pickpocket. There's card shark. There's confidence man.
Jacket
all
full
kinds.
of black market.
Yeah,
items.
jacket. Jacket thief. Watch dealer.
Yeah.
All right, great. And Lux, do you put it on Lux?
Sure. Yeah, I think.
Which one do you want? Yeah.
I think at the moment, I guess everyone's an orphan, but TK is going to change Lux into the 3-card Monty guy and change himself into the guy with like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
Lux, you're wearing like a tattered, like what was once a nice blazer that's like kind of a little messed up with the sleeves rolled up.
Okay. Lux says, okay, TK, the only other thing I need, and he pulls his coin out of his pocket. When he pulls it out of his pocket and he looks at his hand, he doesn't see anything. And he tells TK he needs this thing in his hand to be marked as a coin, to look like a coin. And whichever hand people guess the coin is in, he needs to make it the opposite one.
Okay.
So he needs it to be invisible if they guess that hand, and he needs it to be transparent if they actual visible in the other hand. Whenever they guess. And he asked TK if he can do that.
Weirdly, you look for coin. Weirdly, the only physical money that is in the library is a shekel.
Okay, great.
Oh,
shekel works.
I was gonna say a subway token.
Yeah.
No subway tokens because there's no subway on this block.
Huh. Okay.
But there's one. You can get a gold shekel. You don't know why.
All right.
Maybe you'll find out later.
And he gestures to TK to follow him, and he gets close to the guy with the mark and says,
well,
you're not there yet.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I thought you said we were close. Sorry.
You're just in the
close.
street. Yeah, you are close, but you have to walk up the block.
Yep. Sorry.
I mean, everybody's close. It's the whole thing.
You're right. Yeah, it's a block.
Yeah. You know.
And what are Lash and Viv
We look
dressed
like
as?
orphans.
Oh, we're
you
orphans.
can change your outfit.
Oh yeah.
No, we're
Times Square.
Lux tells them to stay close.
Yeah,
Lux definitely tells them to stay close. Yeah.
Let's get to the next location, and then you can decide what you want to look like, because you might want to change it based upon what's about to happen.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay.
So the next closest arrow is for Janus Las, and it's on the same side of this block that you're currently on, just up a little bit. So you go further up. You walk along this sort of hazy, wet, dreamy, perfectly nailed it, trash-covered sidewalk through this bloom of bad lighting. Some of it is bad because it's too harsh. Some of it is bad because it's too diffuse. And you see after a little bit that Janus's arrow is in the interior of the block. He's not outside. He's inside. He's in one of these buildings. And he's inside, when you get to it, a club. Do you find yourself standing in front of this mirrored surface, like mirrored storefront, and you're painted with this blinking pink and blue light from a neon sign that reads Studio 64. And there is bumpin' dance music coming from the other side of the mirrored doors in front of you. Let me know what you want to do.
Viv would like to change back to her original outfit.
When you said disco ball, Taylor and I looked at one another. We were like, "Oh hell yeah! Okay, great." Here we go.
She's wearing a gold lame bodysuit, fake roller skates, and her hair is out to here.
Great.
Lash, seeing the scene, says, "Hey, what if we get Viv to get Janus out here so we can do this card trick? It's a card trick you do.
It's
Lux?
a coin trick.
Or I could simply shake his hand and probe his mind.
Oh,
That works too.
Always with the mind probes. Always probing.
Totally forgot about that, Viv.
But I can't do it alone.
All right, TK hits he hits the button. He's back in his original outfit.
Tweet. You guys want to go in the club?
Yep.
Okay, you go into the club. The doors open, and you're at the top of this tall, clear lucite staircase. It is like a rager in here. There is just extremely loud disco music playing, but updated disco, whatever disco is in 2101, new disco. And in front of you, there is a dance floor that looks like, at the bottom of the stairs, there's a dance floor that looks like a kaleidoscopic nightmare. It's these flashing, undulating colors in this bizarre fractal paisley tunnel that's obscured by 2 or 3 dozen people dancing on top of it. And it's just, there's a wide square room that's rung by dark inset booths with more sort of weird, reflective plastic furniture that's difficult to see against the dark black and purple of the walls. There are people shoved in there, sequestered, raising glasses, laughing, screaming, tied in knots with each other, bending over and putting their faces suspiciously close against the flat mirrored surface of their tables. And at the front of this room, at the stage, there's a bright, a bright pink kind of booth or a table, a dais of some kind. It's lit from above. It's lit by another massive screen from behind. And on that stage is a tall, thin, blonde man doing something, and the arrow points directly at him. Janus is on stage.
Oh.
And as you get closer, the music sort of drops out, and you hear his voice, and you can see that behind him is a big keynote presentation, and the music drops out, and you can hear him talk. That the exterior club thing was just to keep the ambiance up. Actually, he's finishing up a pitch to a bunch of people there, and he's saying, And so to sum up, you can see that our new project, which we're calling Landed, is actually, you know, because of our proprietary algorithm, like we know, only Landed can tell, like, which neighborhoods are ripe to buy. It's essentially this. We see which people have little political power, but are just on the line of, like, just on the line of how angry they might get. And then, using that proprietary algorithm, we deliver a lot of entertainment content to them so they get really happy just over the line. So then you buy the house and they don't get mad enough to fight you. And it's
He's just going.
The perfect targets in the neighborhoods, and so we can know.
Viv, melt this guy.
The days of speculative real estate are over. With Landed, there is no speculation. Thank you, everybody. And the crowd erupts. Like, the crowd goes wild. Yeah, just absolutely just rapturous. It's like, you know, Steve Apple at the 2003 keynote. We're going to put iPhones in you and whatever. You know, they go fucking crazy. And he takes about, thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. And he heads off stage.
Viv makes a beeline.
The music begins to come back in. And, like, hot dudes in very small, tight pants begin roller skating around, offering, like, virtual trays of cocaine.
Yeah.
Oh, it's called no cane because it's fun and safe. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you want from me?
A PG-13 show.
We're towing the line.
I think we follow him, right? Or
Yeah,
what were you
Viv
gonna say?
discos. She was born in the 70s, so she just naturally discos toward him.
Yes.
You can't not.
True.
Yeah. Yeah, you make your way through the club. It's loud, it's bumping. Yeah, you all are dressed appropriately. No one pays you any mind, and you can see his arrow kind of like bobbing in the backstage area.
In the backstage area?
Yeah, Taylor, you said he went. Yeah.
Yeah, he's backstage. He's talking to people that might look like assistants. So people who were in the audience are coming up to him looking to talk.
Yeah. Lux gestures Viv over to him, and he walks back there to try to talk to him with his with the people also attempting to talk to him.
Yeah, Viv follows.
And just as you approach him, he leaves them and he heads for a green door in the wall. And he goes through that green door. And as the green door opens, you can see that beyond it is a long hallway that's on both sides, like staggered with other colored and green colored doors.
Wait. Wait!
You're gonna have to, if you want. No, he doesn't look. You're gonna have to follow him if you want to go back.
He runs
there.
after him with Viv in tow.
Yeah, sure. You make it through there, and the second you enter the hallway, you hear sounds of pleasure emanating from all the different rooms on each side. And on every door, there's an icon that if you tap it will tell you what you may experience if you go in that room.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
So by the time we get to them, are they gone?
No. He's at the end of the hallway. He's like looking between a couple of doors, trying to make up his mind.
Can TK calm the group?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, no, you can't.
Oh,
No. It's the noise is too much. You can't do voice communication, and like, you know, it's like when you're in a tunnel and you try to send a text message and then you just get the bar that goes part of the way and then it just stops. It's the same thing.
Viv puts her arm through Lux's arm.
Yeah.
And approach land of the hallway.
Oh, whoa.
So we walk up to him. I mean, is this guy going to be just always 100 feet away from us, or can we approach this person and talk to him?
There's only one way to find out. Yeah, you walk up to him and he's like,
I've said I've walked up to this guy 5 times in this game. I'm sorry, Taylor.
Hey, but he's keeping the move
have to
on.
tell you keep telling me he is not approachable. He is not here. He is down a hallway. I'm just like, I don't know what else to tell you.
He has stopped choosing. He's looking at a couple of different doors.
Okay, great. He didn't hear him say wait. Lux's plan changes once again, and he pretends that Viv is his wife, and he says, honey, which door looks good to you?
I don't know what this one is. And she's
If I can help you out.
Oh, really?
You just tap on the number on the door, and it'll tell you what delights await within.
Oh, what have you done this before?
yes. Do you know a lot about these doors?
I've been to some dumbfounded events before. Did you see the talk? Did you see my keynote?
Yes, yeah, we were really, really impressed. Oh, sorry, by the way, my name is Terrence Howard. I am in real estate, and this is my wife, Melinda Oprah. We call her Oprah.
Just Nick, roll a con real quick for me.
Yeah. Wow.
This roll never matters. I always roll 14 dice.
90 hits, yeah.
I hope you glitch just as
I know, just for saying that.
Taylor, Janus can roll. I don't know if Janus has con, but if he doesn't, he just rolls straight charisma.
Actually, not a great roll. 3.
Oh no!
Only got 3. Usually get between 5 and 9.
Finally.
Good job.
Sorry, Nick.
It's okay.
I feel like every time I do roll well, it's
I asked for it. I asked for it with my stupid little comment.
Yep.
I absolutely asked for it. Let's see.
Hey, look, he knows you're lying, but so what? He says, oh, okay. Well, if you don't want to tell me your real name, that's absolutely fine. I understand we're kind of back in the private area. So that's okay. Hey, listen, you know my name. I don't know yours. That's fine with me. Just promise to keep whatever happens back here.
My thoughts exactly. We actually don't use real names in always like this. Would you be interested in going into a door with us?
Yes.
This is another con. Should I roll this?
No, it's fine. No, you're all right. Yeah.
The thing is, every time I give a talk, I get so worked up, I got to do something like this. And so, I say, why not? Let's do it. And I think I got the perfect one for us right here.
Perfect.
And he opens the doorknob of the one of the emerald green door that he's standing in front of, and he opens it up. And inside, you see that there's a bunch of outfits hanging on a wall, digitally. They're not actually hanging on the wall. It's so you can see the outfit select, like a carousel of outfits. And there's a whole bunch. But when we 3 enter, it goes and it changes to just 3 outfits, and it's the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, and Dorothy from Wizard of Oz. I love this movie.
Oh, I love this movie as well.
I have to be honest. Me and my wife spend more time in these outfits than out of them, and he begins putting on the lion.
But and this not what I mentioned, but let's just say.
Okay,
no. Lion appears, and when you touch it, boom, your projection just becomes. Nice. You look like the lion from the Wizard of Oz.
Nice.
Yeah, Viv puts a hand on the Dorothy outfit.
And Janus chooses the Tin Man.
I think TK grabs Lash and runs down the hallway, and I guess is outside the door when this is all happening.
Yeah, you see a door close, and you see what is clearly Lux's shoe go through the door before it's fully closed.
Yeah, go on.
Lash says, "You want a teamwork test this one?"
Yeah, TK puts on the cop outfit again. Boom! And he looks at Lash. You ready?
Am I in the cop? Am I also in the cop?
I mean, if you want to be. Also, you can change your. I mean, you also have. All of the...
So I change it, and I change myself back to the cop. Except I'm the captain now.
Oh shit! And TK nods at Lash and just fucking just barrels through the door.
What?
Whoa! Hey!
Oh my God! Oh,
sir, we have some questions.
We're off to see the wizard.
No, you're not. Not anymore.
Come on! And Janus begins to play along. So he clearly thinks this is all part of it.
This is part of this room. Yeah.
Officer, come on! It's the 70s now. We're all consenting adults. Let us do what you want. This is garbage. Come on.
Viv acts scared and holds Janus by the shoulders and casts Mind Probe.
Cast it. Do it up.
And she got 6 hits.
This guy is Kids, cover your ears.
Taylor,
This
no.
guy is
Taylor, no.
ready. It is hard to see beyond it. How to describe the psychosis, the temporary psychosis of like someone who's ready to go.
Right. So when Viv does mind probe, it usually looks like a library or a magazine stand. So what does this one look like?
Oh, there's probably one behind that, but right now there's just a wall of flesh.
Oh. Viv shudders, but then is looking for the locations that he's been like memories from the last 72 hours.
So, I mean, this guy is he's like a researcher. He's like a development researcher. And he visits many locations every day, like delivering talks, looking at research, looking at locations, like, you know, all of this stuff. So, I mean, you get...
Is there a calendar or a date book that he's looked at?
What I would say is roll logic to kind of like try to quickly figure out how to parse through the huge number of places that this man has been in the last week or so. And
3 hits.
okay. Roll logic one more time to see how much of what you see you can remember.
4 hits.
Okay. You get a good sense of some of the places that he's been in Manhattan and like around New Jersey. With 4 hits, like you can remember some like clumps of some places, but like you don't have any specifics. Like you don't have addresses, but like if you had a map in front of you, you could be like, he spent some time around here. He spent some time around here. He spent some time around here. I would say like, you know, not as reliable as having a digital copy, but like not nothing.
Okay. Viv behind him makes a signal to Lux, like no dice.
Okay, officers, whatever you need, we'll do.
You need me to get down on my knees?
I'll get down on my knees right now.
I like you two a lot.
When this is happening, Lash performs puppeteer on the comlink because she sees Viv doing the mind probe and seems like Viv is not getting exactly what she wants. So she again tries to puppeteer, and she gets, she gets 11 hits.
I think that this would be very hard for that to not be a critical success.
Yeah. Wow.
It works.
Great. So she is going to kind of do the wire transfer, not the wire transfer. She's going to transfer all the location data over to TKI.
You concentrate so hard and you have like a really intense moment of clarity. Maybe you caught the noise generating algorithm at the right time. Maybe your control of the resonance is so good just at this moment. Maybe there's something about the way this room works that like it's like sort of a Faraday cage, but the transfer is instantaneous. You no longer have to wait several minutes. It just happens. And TK, you have basically the entire contents of this person's comlink, all the music he listens to, all of the research PDFs that he has, all of the screenshots of gray suits in his photos folder for some reason, some games, some things that will remain unsaid, and yes, all of his GPS locations. He's also got a lot of dating apps, like tons and like every dating app.
Wow.
TK's like, sorry, sir, wrong room, and just runs out the door.
Aw, that's too bad.
And then Lash,
then there were 3.
Lash says, actually, you Lion and you Dorothy, you look like someone I gotta talk to. So you two are gonna have to come with me.
Oh, I guess so, officer.
I'm gonna let you ride that critical success and say that that's extremely convincing.
You look like stupid.
All right,
I gotta talk to.
we exit with them.
Janice is buying it.
And she looks Janice right in the eye and says, "And you gotta stay here and think about what you've done."
Oh, I will.
and she grabs the two of them and starts exiting.
But I want to see the wizard.
Give yourself an edge. Give yourself an edge for that, please.
Thank you.
Love to see you leave. And as they exit the room, we see that their butts are cut out of the Dorothy and the lion guts. They're just projections. They're just,
Even
not
so.
real butts.
yeah,
Even
not real
so.
butts.
To the physical pants that you are wearing below.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys leave the club and go outside to the third arrow?
Yes.
Okay, you pass back through the bumping disco. The last slide is still up. Bunch of pie charts, links to some research of Janus's that you can read. But yeah, you leave through the dance floor, maybe discoing your way back up that lucite staircase, back out onto the street. The last arrow is for the last person, Mimo Total. And his arrow is around the short side of the block. That's the opposite of the side that you started the evening on. It's around the corner to the left of the entrance of Studio 64. And when you turn around that corner, you hear these like roving gangs of developers and investors sort of gawking at all of these AR buildings, wondering what it must have been like to tear all of this garbage down, get all of these people out of here and build up beautiful, perfectly anodyne mirrored skyscrapers. And they're just sort of looking at it in wonder and possibility. You get to the other side of this block, and nearly the whole side of the short side of this block is taken up by the entrance to a theater, like a Broadway theater. And there are a bunch of posters along the brick wall. Posters along the brick wall for this show. And it's got this little sash across it that reads "Sold Out." And the show is called My Main Man, the Messiah.
Oh, no.
And Mimo's arrow is in the theater.
Can Viv change out of the assless Dorothy?
Yes, please.
Oh, no, you can't.
It's stuck.
Hard lock.
Yeah.
TK, can we look like ushers?
We could, but what if we looked like disciples?
Oh, even better. Even better.
I'm down. Just put something over my ass, please.
TK covers his ass. I think, TK puts everyone in, I guess, a period appropriate like theater going attire, I think.
Like everybody's now wearing a cravat.
Gotta look. I mean, we can change whenever, right?
Yeah, you can
we should
change.
be inconspicuous.
Yeah.
And I guess walks in.
Okay, you go into the theater. You enter through the front doors of the theater into this relatively well-lit, red-carpeted, sort of completely empty theater lobby. There's a long row of blackened double doors in front of you that lead ostensibly into the house, where your arrow seems to tell you it looks like Mimo is. He's in the house somewhere. You hear from where you are the muffled sounds of music and singing, so there's definitely a show going on. Do you go through the blacked-out doors into the theater?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. When you enter, though it said "sold out" on the front, the house is very sparsely attended. For 300, maybe 400 seats in the orchestra of this huge hall, maybe 30 are filled. 50 if you're being generous. And you see Mimo, you see his arrow, and you see that he is not in the house watching the show. He is on stage in the show.
Oh, man.
What's he doing, Mike?
There are probably more people on the stage than there are in the seats.
Yeah, what's he doing though? Is he singing?
He is about to.
Yay.
On stage right, there's a kind of scaffold with 10 or so men dressed in black cloaks. And they're wearing these tall leather hats that kind of look like light bulbs. And they're singing.
Yes, yes.
They're singing, "He's not a good guy. He is, in fact, a bad guy."
Oh, my God.
And they're banging the scaffold with their hands in rhythm.
And then it goes on.
And then on stage left,
We hear the rest of the song.
that's it. It's just that over and over again. One guy sings at another guy, and he goes, "What shall we do about him?" And then the other guy goes, "Do I have to make it more clear? We must kill him." And on stage left, there's a kind of dais, and there's a group of performers on the dais, definitely people who are in the show, hired by Dumbfounded, and they're in a swirl around a central figure, and they're waving their arms back and forth, and they're tossing bright flowers onto him. And this central figure is definitely Mimo. He's short. He's got big bug eyes and a massive round head. He's not bald, but his head is so huge. It's like the amount of hair that his scalp can grow is just not enough to be able to cover it. He's wearing this brown smock, and the people around him there are people who are swirling around him are singing Our main man, the Messiah, you're not the guy that they say you are. And then the guys on the scaffold are going, he's not a good guy. And then the chorus is responding, you're not the guy that they say you are.
Oh my gosh.
I could
love
see
it.
this musical. I could see it.
Yeah.
TK looks for a fire alarm.
Roll perception. Roll like just intuition or perception. Yeah.
Intuition or it's the same amount of
Yeah, it's the
dice.
same. Perception is a skill based on intuition.
Just roll my perception.
And take a -2 dice penalty because the house is dark.
Wait. Okay. All right. So that's only 3 dice, I believe.
Yeah, he's not a good guy stuck in my head. He's
0 hits and 1 1.
You do not see anything. As you are looking around, everything sort of like wraps up. There's a big final note. The chorus holds the you're not the guy that they say you are. Lights out, and you hear a sort of like shuffling sound as everybody exit the stage, and then a bunch of stagehands come out and they start to perform a scene change.
Oh, what if
You have maybe like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
what if we act as like talent agents or something like that?
I can ask for his autograph.
I'm gonna say it again. Do you have like 2 minutes?
TK just rushes the stage. He's just gonna run.
Yeah, we run backstage.
Okay, you run to the front of the house, and there's a stage door on the side, on stage left, and you open it up. It's completely unlocked. Like, nobody stops you. Nobody cares. As you're going through, like, most of the people who are in the house are asleep. Like, everybody came here. Everybody who got, like, had slightly too much fun came here, and this is, like, the place that they are choosing to maybe, like, take a little nap. When you go into the backstage area, you see there's a flurry of activity in the back. There are so many more people in this show than there are in the house. There are dozens of people back here, and they're all being handed things. They're all being handed like small objects. And as you get into the back, there's one person there who's their outfit is just all black. Their outfit is very plain. It's just a black collared shirt, black pants, and they're wearing like something that you haven't seen before. We would know this as like a walkie-talkie headset.
Yeah.
And they say, oh my God, okay. I mean, you're a little late, but, and they hand all of you boxes, small, like wooden boxes in AR. They don't actually exist. And they all have shekels in them.
Ah.
And they say, your mark should show up in your, here, hold on. I'll just make sure that, and they you see them look off for a second. And then they say, okay, there it goes. Your mark should show up. Just make sure you hit your mark once everything gets started. Okay, get. And they sort of usher you up the stairs, pushing you, like handing each of you one of these boxes with the shekels in it. And you see Mimo being changed. There's a bunch of people surrounding him. He's got his hands up, and someone's putting a new costume on him. And all of the people who are being handed these objects are going out onto the stage, and you can see from stage left, they're building a marketplace. You have maybe 30 seconds to do something before you're expected to take your mark.
Mark means a place you stand on stage.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Are there any objects for fire in the library?
He's gonna
There would definitely be trash can fire models.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely a trash can. Yeah, when you search fire, you don't get like unrestrained fire, but you do get trash can fire, fireplace, stuff like that.
I think TK is going to try and spawn a bunch of trash can fires in the theater in the back, so it like looks like it's on fire. Sure. But like far enough away that nobody notices that they're trash can fires and not actually.
So like on stage or in the theater?
In the theater, like, yeah.
So roll because you're changing the environment and not yourselves. Roll your edit skill.
I don't have an edit skill.
You should.
No, I have. It's actually no. I have a. Sorry, it's under computer. It's a specialization actually.
Oh
wow. That is. Let's see. How many dice is that?
Everybody's now going out on stage, including Mimo, and he looks at you.
4 hits.
4 hits. Okay, great. He looks at all of you who are holding the boxes of shekels, and he goes, I'm looking forward to this. Thank you so much for helping. And he goes out on stage and stands very purposefully in a spot, and like just waits. TK, over like a couple seconds, a trash can fire spawns in the back of the theater, and it sort of like fills in, like it takes a second, and then another one pops up, and it seems like they're gonna like slowly populate, but no one is paying attention. No one sees them yet, at least no one in the house. No one on the stage has reacted at this point, so we'll see what happens as they slowly get added more and more. I'm assuming that you just like you've like clicked the button a bunch, like so many times that it outpaces how fast they can show up.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, great. What do you guys do?
Viv goes to her mark.
I go to my mark.
Yeah, TK goes to his mark also.
You guys go out to your mark, and after a few seconds, the lights come up, and there's a swarm of people on this stage, like going back and forth, trading things, handing things to one another, handing AR weapons to one another, handing AR food back and forth to one another. And then Mimo, a spotlight comes down on him, and he like sort of stands bolt upright, and like looks into the light, and he starts looking around at the market, and he goes,
it is at this moment the TK shouts, fire! Fire!
And there are now a roll of d6.
Yeah. Hold on. It's just gonna be easier if I. That's a 6.
Okay, there are now 8 trash can fires in the back of the auditorium, and people in the audience sort of stand up and look around, and they're like, and like they know their arrows, but they know that they're not supposed to be here, and they think like, oh, this is broken now.
Yeah, TK, I think is going to. I think he's going to try and create a diversion. So he's going to.
The stage manager is looking at you like, "What the fuck? What are you doing?" And like Mimo's like starting to do his lines. He's like, "I built this. I built this."
And I think TK is going to use elemental body and set himself on fire.
To be a house of love.
Just to like, yeah, go on.
Lash is acting her booty off.
Yeah, so
she is.
You're just changing money. You're just changing, like if the extras are coming up to you and like handing you items, and you're handing them money back.
But I'm doing it with emotion.
It's very convincing. Bijan, you take me through it. Just do it.
I think TK is going to be like, I don't know what's going on with the thing. Should we be worried? To like nobody in particular, possibly Mimo. Possibly
are you on fire
manager.
or not?
You can hear the stage manager be like, what's the deal? She's like on her comm link being like, what's the deal? Or her headset, what's the deal with all of the trash can arrows that are showing up in the theater? Can someone look at this? What's happening?
I think TK is going to try and spawn another one on stage.
one spawns on stage, and all of the extras are obviously very confused, and
It's just like, what's going on, right?
yeah.
Successful diversion. Diverted successfully.
Viv tries to get closer to Mimo.
He's sort of like walking around, like obviously distracted, half delivering this song and like heading over to Lash, playing her part, but doesn't really know what he's doing.
And Lash kind of is walking towards Nemo as well.
Yeah.
And she is is holding back because she wants to sing "He's Not a Good Guy," but she knows it's not.
And when you stand up, he's like, "No, you got to go back to the table. You have to go back to the table. You have to go to the table.
Be at the table. Be at the table. Oh, come. And you'll come to me at the table. Okay. And then she goes back to the table.
Yeah.
And she's
then he goes over and he shouts, "I built this for people, not for bankers." And he flips the table over.
Tika's gonna try and change the table into a trash can fire.
Do it, yeah.
Viv is startled.
You're successful. You're successful. And when this happens, Mimo just stops. His face drops, and he's like this. And you can hear him under his breath be like, "Fucking amateurs. This is." Oh, sorry. Amateurs. This is not. And he storms off stage, and he looks out at the house, and he's like, "This show is over," and he just leaves.
Lash. Okay, then Lash is following after him.
Yeah, you're following after him.
So is Viv.
Where are you going? What are you doing?
No, I can't. No, what's? No. I told you. What are all of these trash cans? I can't be expected to work under these conditions. And he's just like moping in stage left.
And Lash is runs there very quickly because she's a very fast runner, and she grabs him by the hands and says, "Sir."
And what were you doing? What are you doing leaving the table? Did you come to any of the rehearsals?
I know. I'm a mess. I really didn't come to the rehearsals because I'm here as an assistant. I was just trying to get into the theater I'm recruiting talent. And I needed to talk to you as soon as possible.
About what?
About a very, very important opportunity. We have a part in a show that is going up, touring the world, and we've been searching high and low for this part, and you are just so perfect for. Please, will you stay here for a moment? I need to introduce you to my boss. And then she points to Viv, who's right there.
Viv stands up straight. And pleased to meet you.
He puts out his hand. His eyes are so big and he blinks so slowly, you swear it takes like 6 seconds for him to blink.
I'm Carmela Roxy. I'm a casting agent based in Los Angeles. We're underneath Horizon.
Uh-huh.
And we've had auditions all over the world, and there is not anyone that has really captured the light that you give off on the stage.
My man the Messiah.
Yes,
it's my show. This is my show. Yeah.
We're very sorry. We had to infiltrate and see it up close.
If I had known you were coming, I would have given you VIP seats. And he gestures to an empty house.
No. This is an immersive place. We want to see if you can really immerse yourself. So we had to see if you're the real deal.
And while this is happening, Lash is obviously puppeteering his comm.
Sure. And he reaches out. He touches Viv. So I don't know if you want to try another mind probe. You have the opportunity.
Yes, she's going to just shake his hand while she's talking. And let's see. She got 5 hits on a mind probe.
Okay, hold on. He rolls willpower against that?
Yes. Or will plus logic.
Okay.
Yes, let's talk benefits. You'll get your own dressing room. You're going to get an assistant, rehearsals when you want to have them.
He only got 4 hits, so the mind probe is successful.
What does his mental library look like? Is it sheet music?
His mental library looks like it's all playbills. It's entirely playbills. it's like the largest, yellowest playbill collection that you've ever seen.
Oh,
Viv's eyes roll back in her head a little bit. She's like, fantastic, fantastic, and let's go.
Roll logic again, and we'll see if you can figure out like where you might want to find stuff in the playbills. Lash, if you rolled for puppeteer, let me know how that goes.
I got 7 hits.
Ooh, let's see. Logic. She got 4 hits.
Okay. You find definitely the single location where it's like all the places that he visits, like all the places that he goes with some regularity, and especially recently. Roll logic again to see how well you can remember it.
3 hits.
You think you remember it pretty well. Like, it's not great, but it's like it's something. You could probably like pick out like general shapes of the spots where he spends the most time, and maybe like notice some of the places where it's kind of weird. Lash, you are unsuccessful. It's like there's too many people around, the noise is too high. You can't connect. We just got our 10-minute warning. It is now an 8-minute warning, so let's speed run to the end. Do you guys leave the theater now that you have things and go meet Yuri at the diner where he asked you to meet him?
Yes.
Great.
Yes. Before as they're leaving, she says to Mimo, our people will contact your people. Please be waiting by the phone.
He sends each of you his comm code. I swear to God, 9 times. Here's my contact information. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 notifications.
Right.
Wonderful, darling. Wonderful, darling. We'll be in touch. And
Please be.
with a flourish.
And I'm so sorry about all of these trash can fires. It's these dumb, unprofessional. Me, professional. These people, no.
We'll get you a better job. Don't worry.
You go back outside through the theater. It's now completely empty. You pass through what looks like at least 60 trash can fire arrows.
Keep growing.
Yeah, they just keep growing. They're like sitting in the seats in a way that would be physically impossible. They're also lighting the interior of the house. So now it just looks like the house lights are on. Yeah.
They're multiplying by themselves now.
And you go out and you walk back the way that you came. You see other roving bands of developers and architects and other people sort of walking and gawking and everything. And you get to the old like green neon lit diner that Yuri said he would be at. And he's in the front booth eating. He's got 5 plates stacked in front of him, and he's eating the last pierogi on the last plate.
They were okay. How did you do?
We did great. We got 2 sets of precise GPS data, and one that we could cross-reference with some general areas that the other person traveled to. So maybe not great on its own, but with the GPS data from the other 2, I think we got a place. We pinpointed actually one place that we think is most likely the location, Yuri.
Sounds good. Let's go.
Lash, TK, Lash and TK do some like quick data processing rolls that we will save time and not actually do. And they compare that with some logic rolls that Viv does. You all do great, and you find that there's one spot. They like all go all over the city. They're everywhere, but there's one spot on Jersey City Isle that's a real outlier that they all go to. Viv, you were able to remember this because it was weird. It's like the one spot in Jersey City Isle where Mimo Total goes. So you were like, oh yeah, he's been there. Like Yuri is looking at all of them, all of the places that overlap, and he's like, no, like that's our old hideout that we've all been to together. That's the diner that they eat at sometimes. That's the bar that they frequent. But this place, I don't know what this place is.
No idea. That means that's our boy.
That's gotta be it.
That's the bar.
And it looks like things here are deteriorating quickly. And he points up, and you can see that, like, the Chrysler, out of every window of the Chrysler building, there are waterfalls of flaming barrels. From the theater district, a geyser of digital. It looks like someone put a cheat code in Doom. And it's just a geyser of vertical flaming barrels. We should skedaddle.
So you guys leave Hangar D?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You get out of Hangar D. You, the four of you and Yuri get into Henley the Bentley, and you drive from the industrial park where Hangar D is back east to Jersey City Isle. It's a kind of like man-made flotilla of tall, very densely packed high-rises. Henley navigates you down this very, very narrow, fully shaded streets. The buildings are so tall, so thin. It's very hard for any sunlight to get through. And the location, you go to the location that you found on 2 comm links and 1 brain, and you stop in front of a 10-story, very skinny, like mirrored spike of a building. It kind of looks like a long, thin piece of white quartz, or like a jagged, semi-translucent tooth. And this would look very obvious to Yuri. This looks like one of Mimo Total's buildings. He's the architect. There are no obvious windows in the entirety of this structure, but there is a sky blue door at street level, and in the vestibule, in the inset vestibule in front of it, a wide gold mat.
Yuri rolls the window down in the back seat of Henley, where Henley the Bentley, where he's shoved in with all of you, and he takes a little device and he points it at the front door and he clicks it, and you can see the security camera. The red light goes off, and the light that shines on the entrance goes off, and he says, "You wait right here." Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
He opens the door, and he walks up to the front. He opens the door of Henley the Bentley, walks up to the front stoop of the door. He undoes his pants. He takes his pants down to his knees. He squats with his back on the front door and extrudes a... Looks like he's been saving it up all day. A hefty... artisanal loaf of human doo-doo, and then pulls his pants back up, comes back to the car, closes the door, and says, "Sorry, I forgot bag."
And that is our show with 2 minutes remaining.
Totally stepped on your ending there, Taylor. Sorry about that. You saved it with the bag.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody who came to watch. Thank you again to our production team at GenCon and GenCon for having us. Thank you, Markus and Arthur. If you want to listen to more of our show, it is called Fun City. You can find us at funcity.ventures. You can find us at Fun City Ventures on various social media. You can listen to our podcast wherever podcasts are found. We just finished up an arc in a different system called Stillfleet. We played a grimdark sci-fi series over the course of about 20 episodes. It's in a setting that takes place 100 million years in the future. So if you like to listen to things that have beginnings and endings or things that you can binge, Float City is also out there for you. And for everybody who's been following the show from the beginning, we are going to be returning to New York City 2101 and Shadowrun next month. We have recorded our first episodes in person. It has been a blast. And big round of applause to all of you, to the cast. A pleasure as always. This was great fun.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks,
everybody.
Thanks, everyone.